Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Lifestyle brand strategist, publicist, and creative director with an elaborate skills and experience for branding to product, copywriting, also influencer marketing to content production, and all of those, business analysis and those amazing stuff that gets your business and brand out there. So today I decided to look at the PR industry because it's changed, and the tech industry, of course, has accelerated this change, and people are now on the option of either you catch up or be left behind and wonder what happened. You look at some brand and you're like, what happened to that brand? I remember that brand. All is while they are still in your face or they are no longer in your face is because of the PR potential, it's because of the PR strategy that they've been employing in pushing their brands out. So today I have with me Kafilat Salisu. Like I said, she's a lifestyle brand strategist. So we'll be discussing all about public relation on the show. Hi, Kafila.
Hi, Vicky. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. How is your afternoon going?
Very well, pretty much. Lagos hustle, I guess.
How is the hustle now? I know in this Lagos, you just have to be on 10 toes every time. So how is it going? How is the hustle going?
It's pretty much going well. I think everybody's just overwhelmed from yesterday. So we're hoping to a more favorable end of the year, technically.
Yeah. I mean, it was, like I said, it was blue sky yesterday. I decided not to do anything because I'm tired of consuming the news all over the place. Just had a bit of, I don't want to use negative words or any of that. So let's jump into today's conversation, today's business. So before I jump into that, I would like to ask you 3 random questions. Is that okay? So you feel very relaxed and we can have a good chat.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, first and foremost, I would like you to tell me something about yourself that makes you feel very good about yourself. Anytime like you're about to just set outside, something inside of you that makes you feel very good about yourself.
I think one thing about me, I know that I can think under pressure and on the spot. So I think because I know that I have that ability and skill, I know that I can confront any day regardless of what it shows at me most times.
Wow. So you're among those people that used to put on their CV and be like, I can work under pressure.
No, I did not say I'm going to put it.
You said you can think under pressure.
I know that I can, but I'm not going to put it there to let you stress me. No. But again, it comes with the job. I should be able to.
I wanted to ask, have you ever been in a position where the pressure was too much for you to handle while you were going about your day-to-day work?
I think I would be lying if I say no. One day, there are days that you're not doing anything and you're just tired. So
how do you manage? How do you manage that when you're tired and the pressure is getting to you?
Okay, I think I take an overview of what the situation is. If I know I have people, brands, people in general, anything relying on me to pull through, I will. But if it's something that can be postponed, I'm going to take a break and rest and come back to it.
So what's your favorite number? Like I said, it's random questions.
25? 25.
25. Why 25? Sounds very significant.
I don't know. It was just... it was a very significant year in my life. So I think it's just 25. If you're going to ask me for it, I'm really going to say 25 first. I don't know how, but it was just a very significant year in my life so far.
Okay, I like that because I just wanted us to just have a good chat. That's why I threw in all of these questions. So now walk me through your day as a PR person. What was your day to day? What does it entail? What does it look like?
Every day is not the same. But on most days, it's because I juggle multiple things together. It depends on what I have to do and what to accomplish and what I have to. My day is planned based off of things I have to do technically and what are my deliverables. But the first thing I do, definitely pray. been practicing journaling and meditating just so that I'm still.
Yeah, girl, I've been practicing that too. I think we're now in that part of the world where we need to just stay stable. So we look for this method to help us. So what are the tools that you use, digital tools that you use in helping yourself? Because you said you do all of this journaling and stuff to get through your days. So what are the tools you use in creating strategy for maybe your work, clients, businesses, brands? What are the digital tools that you use?
Tools, maybe definitely social media as it is, just for research purpose and things like that. Google Analytics and things, Canva definitely, calendars. Again, it really depends on what the client needs. I'm a buyer and paper girl, so even before I put any plan on Google Docs or documents or PDF, I've actually written it down from start to finish, because that way I'm thinking through the process and also putting it down, and then my thoughts are channeling. I don't get that feeling from typing a keypad or a keyboard and things like that.
So what really spiked your interest into going into PR?
I didn't even know what PR was from the beginning, but I know I started a while back in uni because my first degree was international business, and then I did business administration. But I've always leaned into the marketing and branding side. I'm not sure as at when I was in uni, PR was a thing, but it was there. It felt under just marketing and branding. They don't really, as at then, but now their course is definitely in communications, and maybe because I was doing international business and things like that. I wasn't in mass comm or things was sort of, but media marketing was my first introduction into PR, and then I just started off from there and picked the interest, and I've been in it for 5-6 years now.
Wow.
So,
and I'm sure for that 5-6 years, a lot has changed, right?
It's constantly changing. It's constantly changing.
So how has technology impacted the changes that that is happening in public relations?
Would I even say technology as a whole? For me, my approach comes from human behavior, right? That's how I look at things, because again, it's public relations. Humans are humans at the end of the day. But again, I would say social media has changed a lot of things. Print media, how we streaming platforms and things like that have also changed a lot of things. So I think it's more on social media situation, streaming platforms and things like that have changed the face of. But the human perception hasn't changed, but I think now we're more vocal and expressive. So we also have to be careful, because any brand can express themselves at any point in time. Things can happen like in 1 minute, and it's all over the place.
Okay, that will even actually take me into 2 questions right now. So it's going to be like a 2-in-1 question. First of all,
okay.
I can hear you mention social media. Of course, social media has changed the game, and of course, people now have to tap into using multi-channel communications also to improve the lifestyle of a PR in the digital age. So you have to tell how important is it that PR is adapted to the use of social media and this multi-channel, and of course, why is it important that the management role that PR plays for modern businesses in this digital age? How important is this role?
I think now more than ever before, businesses are now understanding the need for public relations. Again, because the social media and multi-channel platforms have exposed brands to a lot of things, the insights, things that work behind the scenes, and things like that. So a lot of things that are swept under the feet or could not be expressed are now expressed. So now they have seen the need to be considerate from the public's perspective before taking or making any decision, even down to when you shoot ads. People have opinions about the ads, people who feel that are not inclusive and things like that. So there are opinions about everything that can change the entire profitability and reputation of your brand. So people more than ever before have now realized that, we can't just do things anyhow anymore. we need experts in this field to help us navigate.
Of course, experts are always needed everywhere, because now things are becoming like, I can't really do this, or I can't do this as best as you want it. So you kind of have to go to the person that can get you good deliverables, and of course push your brand out there. Let's talk about feedbacks and tracking reports, because most of the brands, when you push out product or you push out the brand, you get feedbacks like you mentioned. People feeling like they are not included, or some people feeling left behind or target. How do you manage the feedback?
That's why it's advisable for every brand to have a crisis management plan in place. Also, you might even have a crisis management plan in place that the problem at hand is not what the crisis management plan that you have in place can solve. So we also have to think of strategies on the spot and things like that to help the brand or whatever problem it's going through. I'm just thinking feedback makes brands better. It just depends on how you accept it. You can't be arrogant when people are giving you feedback on your brand. Then that's when the problem starts. The problem itself is not feedback, is how you act on the feedback.
Actually, speaking of feedback, and now you're just explaining, I'm thinking of the popular saying about PR that there's no negative or bad PR. So how can this feedback, especially the negative feedback, how can it be turned into a win?
For me, I agreed, right? Sometimes any PR is, but not anymore. That's you can. A negative PR can literally end your entire career or business at a go. And we've seen it happen, even down to personal brands. Some influencers, some companies have shut down just because they couldn't come back from whatever crisis that they have happened. So any brand that really wants to go through that approach, I would tell you rather just avoid it first of all, and make it an honest mistake, not a curated one. Because again, even down to the music industry, if you're doing stunts and things like that just to blow, it really always just blows back on you. So I don't think that approach is applicable to the digital PR world or PR in general anymore.
Speaking of what is not applicable anymore, I'm just thinking of the misconception around traditional managers and how, when it comes to the use of social media or social platforms, how it plays an integral part. What's that traditional misconception that you think that people need to change or get out of?
I won't even say misconception as a whole. I think it's just the use of the social media itself. So you have to properly think and curate how you want to use social media. As a person, you can always tell that there are days where you're just checking your feeds and things like that, and you're like, what is happening? What's happening in the world? And there are times you're going through your feed and you're inspired and things like that. So I think you just have to properly curate. They should understand that anything can happen, but if you put your thoughts into it to curate the perception that you want to give, it's going to be beneficial to the management and the company as a whole.
We can keep talking and being like, it's all social media, but at some point it's all about artificial intelligence. That's why I asked you at the start some tools that you use. I'm just thinking how artificial intelligence can help in predicting maybe your pitch or strategic success to more tangible measurement, and gaining a good PR attribution from both the client and the target audience. Do you ever think that artificial intelligence can sometimes replace human PR?
No, I don't think it can replace. I think they have to work hand in hand. Again, humans are humans. That's why we couldn't survive COVID if we could literally rely so much on artificial intelligence. People had a lot of anxiety, different kind of episodes, because they couldn't interact with human beings. So because that's human nature and the element of it is still there, AR is going to amplify a small thought of the human nature. So what I think, what you think, what the next person thinks, you might have similar ideologies, but we might have different approaches. So nothing is one-sided. So I think both AR and the human nature should work hand in hand to better whatever it is that we're trying to do.
All right. So what are 3 principles that helps you with gaining influence with your clientele?
Integrity, results driven, and work ethics.
Interesting. You must be someone that live by their words and die by their words. And of course, you're all about results. Good. But on that note, I'm going to ask you for maybe tips that you'd like to share with someone that is looking to get into PR, and of course for people who also are looking to build a successful PR campaign. What are your tips?
First things first, know your why. PR seems glamorous from the name and the interesting part of it, but the integrity of the work itself is not interesting. So you have to be sure that this is something that you want to do with everything that comes along with it. It's not just the glamorous side of it, which is practically 0.5% of the time. Also more skills, acquire more skills as you go. Again, more research. I won't even undermine more research, because it's never a one-way approach. You can have 2 brands selling the same thing, but you can't use the same approach for both. There might be templates that you would use, but certain things has to change. So it's just more research and just keep building your skill alongside. It's also a very experiential driven. You can learn a lot on paper, on book, in school and things like that, but the core of the job itself comes with experience. So gather enough of that and just learn as you go.
Interesting. So let's quickly go over Rain Lagos. What's Rain Lagos all about?
Rain Lagos is a plus size fashion brand. Again, we can also tell from the world of fashion. It's either your straight size, mini size, and things like that. And I've always been a big girl, and I like to look good and nice and put together. Mm-hmm. So that's what created Rain Lagos.
So what about the Rain Digital? Are they all attached together? And what's
So no, Rain Digital is the PR 360 media PR and experiential agency. Mm-hmm. So we do in Rain Digital, we do productions, core PR, influencer marketing and management, content creation, social media management, and experiential activations.
So how is it like running this PR company, especially with the Lagos climate and of course where you're situated? What's it like?
First things first, I like to tell people, I don't know why they think PR is cheap. PR is not cheap. So that's first of all.
Yeah, expensive.
Cheap is relative. It's not expensive. It's an investment. Mm-hmm. If you look at it from an investment standpoint, then you understand why you need to have PR. But again, in Lagos, it's fair enough, because again, this is where the orb of everything that you need, all your brands and clients and things like that would definitely start. So it's definitely a starting point. Over time, we want to definitely go across Africa and international. So that is the goal for the brand as a whole.
So I'm building on your integrity. What's a brand that you've worked with and the success rates, you're so proud of it that anywhere you go, you like to tell people that, oh, I did this work, I worked with these people and it was a huge success?
I would say maybe mention 2 brands, because they're across different genre. I'll say Dubai Tourism, which is more of the corporate side, and then Martel, which is a lifestyle brand. So they're across spectrum, but then they've done really well.
Interesting. So the success makes you sleep well at night. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah. And every other thing has been a success, because again, every client I've worked with, both personal branding and things like that, have come through referrals. So it's like I've done one thing that looks nice and people love, and then the next thing for the next brand, and next thing for the next brand. So I'm appreciative of the growth.
I like the fact that you mentioned referrals, because sometimes when we see people work, they work from a place that, let me just do my work and go. And now you're talking about referrals. So what's that thing that is so special that you have to do to be able to gain that and of course future referrals?
Communications, definitely result driven, and the ability to satisfy clients regardless of what happens.
Customers are always right.
Not all the time, but yes.
All right, interesting. So, how can people link up with you on social media? How can they get in touch with Rain Digital?
Yes, we're there on Instagram. We're at Rain Digital, REIGN_digital, and then my personal account is Duchess Kaka. The Kaka is with an H.
I'm sure if they send the direct message to you, they'll definitely get a response. Right?
Yes, they will.
All right,
they will.
I would have loved to ask you a question on Afro Shuffle because you're into this lifestyle PR thing and of course going for events. So what's 3 songs that have been buzzing in your head non-stop lately?
It's so weird, but remember this song going about why they whine me?
oh, and I heard it's a gospel
I'm
song.
sure you they whine me. I saw that yesterday. What song? Ashake definitely. And then maybe Young John. Yeah.
There's a ringtone in your head, girl. What's the ringtone? What's the ringtone? I mean, it's a beautiful collection of songs that you've mentioned. Shay the White Mini happens to be all Lagosians anthem at the moment because things don't look real. Like, are you really saying that to me, or you're looking for a reaction? I like that. So thank you very much for sharing your time with me on Cruise Control. Absolutely had an amazing time chatting with you.
Thank
look forward to doing this with you some more. Hope we'll be able to get across to you and have you on the show as often as possible.
Definitely. I'm one phone call away.
Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. All right.
Thank you.
So guys, that's it. You've heard from her PR industry, what it's like now, how things have changed, and of course, more innovations still coming on. So definitely be having a lot of this type of conversation and seeing what's happening in that sector.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.